Hello everybody, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and today I've got some cool free stuff actually. This comes from Splash Damage, the makers of Gears of War 4, Quake Enemy Territory, and various other Quake and Wolfenstein-based mods in the past. And a while back, they actually financed their own game. Before Kickstarter, they used a Kickstarter-like system to finance the development of Dirty Bomb. And part of what they did is the developer rewards for people that backed them were the design doc and the art book along with the soundtrack that they, again, when the game released, all of their founders got these copies. Well, as of yesterday, they're actually opening this up and making this available to everybody. And this is actually kind of cool because design documents aren't that commonly available, and there's no real set standard for how to create a design document. So sometimes looking at the works of others is very inspiring for your own game development. Plus, it's just something interesting to read. So you see here on the Dirty Bomb website, I will toss this link down below. This link in turn links to the design document and the soundtrack and the art book. So if you want to download those PDFs, they are available here from this link. So check that out down below. But basically, you can see here on January the 17th, they said, many moons ago, prior to the rise of Kickstarter, we launched a crowdfunding campaign for Dirty Bomb. 3 of the rewards, Dirty Bomb's game design document, art book, and original soundtrack were promised at full release of the game to the people who pledged money to support the title during that campaign, our founders. We've spoken with our founders, and they respected our wishes to make these 3 things available to everybody. So here they are. So the things that originally were just for backers, well, any of us can download them now. So you see, we've got the game design document, the history of Dirty Bomb in hundreds of pages of design sketches, notes, concept art, bureau drawings, user stories, and more. Labor of love from Splash Damage's staff, past and present, but who better to introduce than Dirty Bomb's creative director? So you hear a little bit more what is in there. It's a 300-plus page document. We're going to take a quick look at that in just one second. And again, it is a PDF. On top of that, they also did an art book. We've been blessed with some of the most incredible artists in the video game industry. Some of the people who contributed to this project have gone on to work at other incredible studios and on amazing games. We remain so proud of the work they did to get there. This art book looks at many of the original works of concept for Dirty Bomb, from maps and characters to weapons and vehicles. And again, the link is right here. And also, if you're interested, the soundtrack is available here with a bit of a teaser. So the soundtrack is in a zip format, and you can get all of the audio files used in the game from music files there. So that's a pretty cool thing of them to do. So bravo to you, Splash Damage. Now let's take a quick look at the design document. So this is the design document downloaded. It's 315 pages in size, so we're not going to look at all of it. I'm just going to do a quick paging through it. So you see here, we've got things like core gameplay and weapon mechanics, the weapons involved, wall jump, long jump, so on and so forth, the various different game modes, the mercs that are going to show up, the weapons, the map design, and then we'll go through here. You've got, a bit of an explanation of how the game is going to work, how recoil is going to work, how weapons are going to work, ranges are going to work, and it's sort of just kind of a quick summary of the things in the game, their jumping mechanics, the wall jumping mechanics, and on and on and on it goes. So this is their take on a design doc. Now, I've read a couple of different design docs over time, and you will find that they vary massively. Sometimes they're just a couple of pages and an outline of what the game's going to be, and sometimes it's right down to basically pseudocode and almost a full implementation of the full-blown game. This is somewhere in the middle. So you can see, obviously, this was created with artistic input. There's a fair bit in here, but you can see a skeleton of all of the rules and systems that go behind creating the game Dirty Bomb, which is pretty cool. So yeah, on and on and on it goes. And then you've got character bios here too. So there's Aura's character bio, her goals, user story, details, and the backstory there. So this is more of like the whole, what you would see in a story-based game, the details there. And they do that for all of the various different characters that show up in this game. Now, this is actually not a game I've actually played personally, so I don't know how this was actually implemented in the game, if this is like, additive to the actual story, or if all of these traits actually got translated into the game. But it is kind of interesting to see. And on it goes through all the various different characters, their special abilities, their weapons, play mechanics, and so on. And that's about it. I will leave the rest for you later on. There's a lot of this is actually based on characters. And then we get into the art book. And the art book basically, as they mentioned earlier, shows a breakdown of The mercenaries in the game, the CDA, I have no idea what that actually means, the maps in the game, the vehicles game, and the weapons in the game. Now, this is nowhere near as big. This is only a 60-page or 59 pages in size. But you see the concept art that went into creating their particular characters. And it's always kind of cool to see concept art. I've always had a weak spot for concept art. And on it goes. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail because I don't want to ruin it for you if you're going to be downloading it and looking at it yourself. You can see some of the level prototypes and descriptions that they were going with. So pretty cool stuff. And that is it for the day. So that is both the design of Dirty Bomb and the art book of Dirty Bomb, and if you're so interested, also the soundtrack of Dirty Bomb. And again, bravo to you, Splash Damage, for releasing all this. So if you guys are sitting around on the weekend and kind of bored looking for something to do, well, here is as I mentioned earlier, a 315-page design document that you can definitely bide some time reading through. It's actually kind of cool too. So you can see some of the attack spawns and the routes through the maps and how the map should play out. So if you kind of were wondering, if you want to see a peek behind the curtain of how other studios actually prototype and lay out their game, here is one such example, which is kind of what makes this kind of cool to see. So anyways, link will be down below if you want to go ahead and download that. It is there. Also, do you have any other commercial game design documents that you'd want to share with everybody else? So you've seen resources similar to this. There's not a whole lot of them out there. So if you want to share some, let me know, comments down below, and I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.